Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm just gonna get right into the makeup. To start out, I'm using the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I like to let this primer really soak into my skin while I do my eyeshadow. I feel like it makes my face makeup look so smooth and airbrushed. To do my brows, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Granite. I prefer brow pencils now, but I wanted a bolder, more defined brow for this look. Now I'm using the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor Number 5. I really like this product. I can't believe how late I was to the game using this, but I'm obsessed with it and I use it every time I'm doing like a bold eyeshadow look. So yeah, I'm just cleaning up underneath my brows and I'm also going to put it all over my eyelid to prime for eyeshadow. Now I'm going to take the Morphe 9J Just a Crush palette. I really like these colors, but I have never used this palette before, so I'm really excited to see what the quality is like. I'm taking Double Text and putting that on my outer corner to start out with, and then eventually I'm just going to blend that in my crease and wing it out some more on my outer corner. Morphe always has super buttery eyeshadows, and this palette was no different. The colors blended so seamlessly and I just love how there was no patchiness, there was no separation on my eyelids. I just really loved this palette. So I'm taking a clean eyeshadow brush and I'm going to take Make a Move, which is that dark shade in the bottom corner, and I'm just going to deepen up my outer crease. So I'm really taking the time to blend this in my outer corner. You don't ever want any lines of demarcation or color separation on your eyeshadow. So I'm really taking the time to blend this out and make sure everything is seamless. So now I'm going to take the shade Will They in the same palette. It's just a super pale pink color and I'm going to put that on the inner part of my eye. I wanted a lighter color. We're not going to cut the crease or anything. We're just going to put this on the inner corner and blend it to the center of my lid, and then I'm going to take the same eyeshadow brush that I was using to blend the dark shade and just make sure everything is blended. So I wanted my outer corner to be a little bit smoky, so I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy collab, and I'm taking the black shade in there, it's called BK, and I'm going to create a wing liner and then smoke it out using the same dark shade from the Morphe palette. So now I'm just taking a makeup wipe and wiping away the excess eyeshadow that fell down a little bit too far, and I'm just creating a sharp line. So now I'm going to put on lashes. I'm not sure where these lashes are from. I'm pretty sure they're from a beauty supply store in Columbus, but I'm just going to pop these on my eyes. I'm also going to go off camera and do the same eyeshadow on my other eye. Moving on to the face, I'm taking the NARS Smooth and Protect Primer. This is a really good primer. I haven't used it in a while, so I just decided to pick it up again today. I'm going in with another primer. You definitely don't have to use two. I am using 3 in this look, so I'm being a little extra, but this is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I just picked this up from my local drugstore a few weeks ago, and I've been using it every time I do my makeup, and I love it. This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. It's a really great primer. I always put this one on last because it's more of a gel consistency, and if you put it on before, you can kind of get little white streaks on your face. For foundation, I'm going in with this Lancome one. It's in the shade 552 Suede. It was a little bit darker than I would have liked, but once we have concealer and all of that stuff on, it all works out in the end. Here I'm going to go in with a lighter concealer around my mouth. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Cafe. I'm going to blend all this out with the Japanesque Beauty Sponge. I got this from Walmart. It actually comes in a duo, so the black sponge I use for powders, which you guys will see later on in the video. For concealer, I'm using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I'm in the shade C12.5. I used a lighter concealer for this look because the foundation I felt like was really dark, so I wanted to use a lighter concealer. I also went in with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Praline, and I'm going to put that just on the inner parts of my eye, as you can see here. I also sprayed some of the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray on my face before I blended out this concealer. It just helps with the longevity of your makeup, and I'm going to just blend that out with the same Japanese sponge I was using earlier. After I blended out my under eye concealer, I wanted to chisel out my face a little bit more, so I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer that I used earlier, and I'm just putting that underneath my cheekbones. Now we're going to go in with contour. I'm using the same Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer, but in the shade C18 to contour my face. I'm just putting it on my cheekbones and a little bit on my forehead, and later on we are going to contour my nose. As you guys can see, I like to blend out my contour with a brush first and then go back in with the sponge. I do this because sometimes the brush creates a harsh line and it doesn't blend into my concealer very well, so that's why I go back in with the sponge. Now it's time to snatch the nose. This is my favorite part of doing my makeup. I love contouring my nose, especially since now I figured out the perfect way to do it. So I just created two lines on the sides of my nose and then a circle on the tip, and now I'm blending it out with this angled brush from Sephora. And then I'm going to put a little bit of concealer just down the middle of my nose and on the tip of my nose. For powder, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade Deep. I really like this powder. It's fantastic actually. Like, it makes your makeup look so smooth and it really makes your pores disappear. So I'm just going to be putting this powder everywhere I put concealer, and I don't bake with this. I just push it into my skin. I don't like to bake because I feel like it dries me out a little bit too much. So I'm just going to put this everywhere I put concealer. So the only place I bake is around my nose, so I'm going in with a different powder. I'm using the original formula Airspun loose face powder. This is actually the first real time I've used this powder. It has a really strong smell, so I'm not quite sure if I like it or not, but I'm just taking this powder around my nose and underneath my cheekbones apparently. I didn't even know I put it there. So now it's time to bronze, which is also another favorite part of mine of doing my makeup. I'm going with the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker bronzer in Mocha Mommy, and I'm just going to bronze my face with this. I like to do this because after powder, you kind of take all the color out of your face, so bronzing really helps bring the color back into your face. I'm going back in with the same colors that are in my crease from the Morphe palette, and I'm just putting them underneath on my lower lash line. I do this to even out the top and the bottom because you don't want to leave your bottom lash line empty, because then it just looks really strange and really awkward. So that's what I'm doing right now. As you guys can see, I'm going back in with the Amrezy palette, and I'm just going to take some of the same black I used on the top and blend it out on my bottom lash line. So now I'm going to do my inner corner highlight. I'm taking the Glowing in Grease palette by BH Cosmetics, and I'm taking the shade Athens, and I'm just going to apply that on my inner corner. For blush, I'm using the Shayla x Colourpop Under Construction collab, and I'm going to be using the shade Whistle While You Work. I went back in to the Glowing in Grease palette, and I took the shade Peros, and I'm just putting some more blush on. I'm obsessed with blush now, so that's why I'm putting on 2 blushes, but you definitely don't have to. I also sprayed my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. So now I'm taking 2 lippies from the Shayla x Colourpop collab, and I'm using the shades Slow Down and Speed Up. Okay guys, so that marks the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I really love how this look turned out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see on my channel. Bye!